Namaste, Jai Bharat. Bangladesh was steadily improving, steadily progressing, steadily developing. They had a very short time. It was only in 1971 they obtained freedom from the uh, Punjabi Urdu domination and of the Muhammad Iqbalian version of Islam. But everything is gone. Suddenly makes a U-turn. The Jamaat-e-Islami, who is supposed to have understood everything, intervenes and takes them back in time, as they do elsewhere. Of course, they don't have rule anywhere, but this they would like to make it first, which of course would not happen. That's a different case. Now the question is, who is a Bengali? I give a personal experience way back. It must have been somewhere in 80s, early 80s, when I started teaching in Northeast. Two plumbers came to my house. I understood they're Bengalis, and I asked them, "They mean Bengali naki?" Then they said, "Nah, Amra Bengali nahi, Amra Muslim." So I asked them, "Are you Bengalis?" And they said, "No, we are not Bengalis, we are Muslims." Now, initially I was not able to understand because I never thought so much about this kind of attitude in their minds. They are Muslims and they are infiltrated from Bangladesh because northeastern border. That's very clearly understood. I could have reported to the police that these people are suspicious. Those days Aadhaar etc. were not there. But if I talk to police, they'll come and pick them up and find out their house is somewhere in Chittagong and send them back. Make them cross the border, that's all. But see, they say that we are Muslims, not Bengalis. Then I tried foolishly to talk to them. Say, look, it's a language and a Sanskriti. You belong to that. I suppose you belong to that because you speak Bangla at home, and he doesn't speak any other language except Bengali. He tries to speak Hindi, but that becomes atrocious Hindi. Their identity is Muslim. How is it possible that your identity as a Muslim goes beyond the identity of your Sanskriti or the language? You can't escape language. You can't escape Sanskriti. Sanskriti is inescapable. But yet these people are taught to put their version of religion. Again, this is a very difficult thing. There is no one version of religion. There are multiple versions of religion, and each one has got their own versions and understanding of religion to that extent that each individual has some such things. Each individual may have some such things. And he says, "Nah, Amra Muslim, Amar Bengali nai. Amar Bengali nai." Look like this. So the question is, you can't call themselves as Bangladesh if you're not Bengalis. You put some other name. Like Muhammad Ali Jinnah asked the Nawab of Mandud, when Nawab of Mandud wanted to publish a book on Pakistan, this is before 47, publish a book on Pakistan written by Mia Kifayat Ali, who is right under the pen name A Punjabi. And Jinnah sends a telegram to Nawab of Mandud, the sea in Gujarat, sends a telegram to Nawab of Mandud and say that put any other name except Pakistan. Of course, similarly, you put any other name, don't call yourself Bengalis. Because you don't carry the Bengali concept. You yourself don't carry. Now, I'm not telling that you don't carry, but you refuse to carry. You refuse to carry because for you, the religion is supposed to be primary. This is what puts you in difficulty and takes people back in time. And it's miserable. Look at Pakistan that have who had been our people, who are now people. Maybe we have blood relations in distant manner. We don't know. Neither do they know nor we know. Except those people, those who have have the relations either side. They have taken U-turn to back in time for whose interest, whose sakes, and what kind of things you keep in your mind, what kind of things you aspire in your life. They're convinced. Both I'm talking about Bangladesh, Pakistan, or such places everywhere. They are convinced that this life, what we live, is not a real life. Look at this postulates. This life, what we live, is not real life. This is only a spurious life. The real life comes after death. So none of these miseries will be there, none of these troubles will be there. I tell you, if that situation is really, really the case, you just can't live one day in such a beautiful life having nothing to do. If you have everything, you have nothing to do. You get bugged, you get bored, in 2 days you will commit suicide. And in such a case of heaven, you can't commit suicide because it's supposed to be eternal or immortal. Of course, there is a difference between eternality and immortality. Since I said it, I will say that eternality is something which is always right, always there, no beginning and no end. Immortal really began, but does not end. That's contradiction in terms. That which begins has to end. They all speak of your immortality because you can't say that you have never began, because you began somewhere, human beings. But they say you will not end anywhere. So that kind of promises are made, and people are made to believe that the real life is after death. And the series and lists of promises, on the one hand promises, and on the other hand threats of punishment. So you come this way and they go that way. This really is barbaric, and way back in time, you refuse to live in modernity, you refuse to live in modern world, you refuse to go back to the holes in the ground. That's really bad. So Bangladesh has been destroyed by Jamaat-e-Islami. And of course they are not going to stand long. Their rule is not going to be there at all. The people will go for elected government. Most likely sensible people might come into power. But even then, the damage done to them shall take years to recoup. Look at our nation, Bharat. The damage done to Bharat and the rules in after post-independence, the kind of followers of Europeanism, Eurocentrism, their rule, and they're really not belonging to the national spirit. They don't really belong to the national spirit. To learn national spirit, it's enough to read just one person, that is Sri Aurobindo. Just enough to read. You don't have to go to Swami Vivekananda. So many people are there. But even if you don't read anyone else, let's just read one person on nationalism, on nation soul, on the spirit of Bharat as a nation, Sri Aurobindo. And none of these people have ever, I'm sure, read Aurobindo, or never even known who Aurobindo was. So then all these years our nation was ruled by people who didn't understand, who do not understand what's a nation. And it's only now, for the last 10 years, roughly 10 years, sensible people are ruling this nation who know what the nation is, who belong to the Sanskriti, who belong to the nation. All this time, of course, these people are really mindful and very great people, so they could do a lot of reparations and improvements. And what will happen in Bangladesh? Every place is not going to get a person like Narendra Modi team. It's a rare gift that happens to us, and I used to call him Kalki Avatar. I wrote an article somewhere in '92 about him. Anyway, that's a different story. So we'll meet again. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat and Jai Shri Ram.